the word I keep thinking of with this team is resiliency. You've had your resiliency checked a couple of times this year after losses, bouncing back very well. How do you feel about the team, their mindset now as they try to bounce back and finish out this season on a high note?
A little bit different loss this weekend. I think that they had put their heart and soul into the preparation in terms of getting ready to play that football game. Didn't execute at the level that we needed to, and so the loss, I think, hit them pretty hard. So, our communication with them last night was, hey, we've got to find a way to be 2-0 here these next 2 weeks. We've got to, fight, scrap, get to 2 wins and get to 8-3, and then see what will happen with the powers to be in terms of getting in the playoffs. But that's the only thing we control right now. So there was some disappointment, but I think they'll respond the right way, and they know there's still some life out there.
How do you make them focus in on the task at hand?
It's really difficult, especially with all the self-gratification that goes with social media. Everybody wants to see themselves do well or hear the good things about themselves, and obviously when those things aren't going as positive, you can play that psychological game a little bit. So, no, we've got to get them focused back in. We've got to control what we can control. We've got to isolate ourselves, and we've got to put together a great game plan, prepare like we did last week, and then we've got to execute better than we did last week.
Western Carolina, on the surface, you say, hey, Samford threw it around, Western throws it around, same deal. But they're not the same, are they?
No, they're not. They have a little bit different dimension that they'll have. Last week we felt like, they ran kind of one scheme that we kind of wanted to invite them to run that scheme more, and they did not. This team, they want to run the football. They want to be a little bit more balanced, a little bit more of an RPO attack. Quarterback does a tremendous job of throwing the ball down the field, though, so you got to stay on top. And the explosive plays that we gave up last week, we can't give up this week. So those are some major factors, major focuses and emphasis for us, going into Western Carolina.
Obviously, and this will be the same thing as last week. If you play well offensively, you keep the ball away from them, that's a great thing. What does your offense need to do to bounce back a little bit?
We got to score touchdowns. It's not good enough to just put up 3 points on the board when you move the ball as effectively as we did at times. And that's, I think, the most disappointing thing as a coach, and I think the players feel that as well. When you move the ball down the field like we did and only come away with 3 points, there's a letdown there, especially when you face really good opponents, teams that can put points on the board, and they can put points on the board quickly. So we got to control the clock like we did last week. We got to finish drives better. We have to have a more sense of urgency on that side of the ball in terms of our execution and getting the job done at the end in the red zone.
Do you let yourselves get mad for a while, because obviously you got to re-engage and get ready for the next game?
Yeah, I mean, you'll be upset about games like that for however long. I'm not sure, but it's so what, now what? We say it all the time in the weight room. It is what it is. This is the situation we're in. So we know what we have to do now. So I guess that's our focus now. The past is the past. It's over with. And we have to focus on Western now.
Every time you guys have lost this season, you'll be able to bounce back. What is it about this team that makes it pretty resilient?
I guess we just have a team full of competitors, guys that just don't like to lose and don't handle losses very well, and just kind of know what it takes to, get back on track, and like I said, we just kind of know what we have in front of us now and what we have to do, so we're just going to go out and do it.
I know you guys have been running the option. It's a lot easier when experienced running backs are out there, and Blake is a loss, no doubt about it. You've had Ryan Lovelace out there. You've had DeMaurier out there. Is there a gelling period that has to take shape? Is it still very early in that process for you and working with the young backs?
We're definitely starting to gel already. They get a lot of reps during practice, and I kind of try to make them uncomfortable sometimes. Just kind of maybe give them a bad pitch, or just just kind of stand on them about little stuff. It's whatever. It's a lot of things that can happen during the game, and I try to just get them ready for that. And Lynn does, and Blake does too while they're there. They kind of stay in their ear about stuff. So I think making them uncomfortable is kind of making them more comfortable at the same time. So we try to, just get them ready to play. But they're finding their comfort zone, definitely.
First of all, you guys have been pretty resilient this year, Mason. Every time you've come off a loss, you've come back and played a pretty good football game afterwards. So what does it take? What's that process like, working through the disappointment of the Samford game, and as the week progresses, getting ready to play against West?
Well, I think, for a lot of players in the team, it's being able to move past those times, the times we lose. You need to be able to look forward to the next team and just focus on them and, don't be so down on yourself about the loss and kind of just get back on your feet and be able to make plays the next game and win the next game.
Maybe a test of pride, a test of how you guys show in the last 2 games of the year, and hopefully more than that, how badly you want to be in this thing till the end.
Oh, it definitely will. We're in we're kind of sticky situation. We can't control things right now. It's not in our hands. So we have to go out every game and just play to the best of our ability and just hope that we play Wofford football and come out with a win.